how YouTube has changed, man. YouTube has changed. I'm only on here for a short, quick second, because I've been hearing some things in the streets, so I feel like chatting for let's just for a short time. So, the first topic of it all, hmm, what have I seen? Dang, Charlemagne. Now, you guys, I'm gonna try to get these points out before I say hello individually. Okay. And now that's Instagram. They keep warning me about messages and stuff like that. So it's all right. But what I was gonna say, what I was gonna say, um, I watched the Dame Dash interview. Don't I mean not the Dame Dash interview, but the Breakfast Club interview with Dame Dash and Charlemagne. Me personally, I think Dame Dash he may can be cool, but you know how certain people have that aura about them, like they just always gonna be stuck on something that has not changed for them. And they may be still having this little envious of somebody, well, of people. He kind of gives me that a little bit, and walking around with with stuff on his shoulders that has already done happened, and he still is dealing with it. And I'm surprised that as a man at his age, well, he has not letting a lot of things go. The brother seemed angry sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. But my thing, I didn't understand. I didn't like the fact that you know you calling someone gay. Okay, is that a diss? That let me know right there. You got a problem with gay people, and it's like, it's people that has played and said some pretty gay things. Them play gay and they said some things, but they didn't. I don't feel like in my head that they actually meant what they were actually doing. I really don't. And when it comes to Charlemagne, he is a C like me, and I don't know. Sometimes people just are just goofy in certain ways, and they just can be kind of funny when it comes to certain things and certain things that is being said. But some people can't, handle that type of that type of talk. Me personally, I never played gay with any male when I was growing up, because that wasn't who I was. I liked girls at some point. Still do like them, but I don't want to sleep with them. But I would, I was getting the stigma and analyzed and ostracized. I told you guys, I'm always getting ostracized. Ugh. Still do. I still do to this day. But you know, um, I was getting told that I was gay, and I wasn't even, I wasn't doing at the time. I didn't have a BF, in elementary or high school or middle school. But everybody was so concerned about my sexuality. And that always bothered me, because it's like, how come you can't just get to know me for me? Forget what I may like, but how come you just can't like me for me? And I have always had a big issue, with people that is like that, just like Dang Dash. It's like, wow, what is causing your concern about who I'm sleeping with or who I like? You know, I just never understood that, because I don't walk around wondering, is this person is gay, that person is gay, this person is gay, is that person gay? I don't. I can give a hill of beans of who you're sleeping with, let alone what you're doing when I ain't around you. You know. But when it came to me, man, I got the total opposite. I mean, it got so bad to the point where, you know, people were just kind of just coming at me in certain ways. I was trying to be creative. I couldn't even be creative, going to certain schools, because so many people were so concerned, with my fashions, or I wouldn't say fashions, but whatever I may have had on, or how I talk, because I have a soft voice. Um, you know, it was just a lot that I endured, and which is why I am the way I am. Which is why I am the way I am. And I commend Charlemagne for just letting it, just keeping it cool. Because sometimes that, those comments can really escalate into a fight in the streets when you're not behind a microphone or a camera. Accusing somebody of what you think they are can cause a lot of problems. It really can. And it can mess up homes too. It can mess up homes. And I just wish it would, I just wish the ignorance of those type of people would just cease that type of rhetoric, you know, because how you say you like gay people, but at the same time you are being homophobic. You're being homophobic, and then you are asking this person about what he has, about what he is saying. I mean, have you seen that man with a man? Have you seen that man kiss another man? Have you seen that man switching or doing just, anything? I mean, have you seen that man? So it's like for you to even say that about anybody, whether it was a she or a he, you just make yourself look a little silly in the head. Because I'm not going around here. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare just put labels on people that I don't know of. Hell, it's been times where I was wrong. When I would say there was a time. There was a time, keep it real. There was a time where I thought somebody was, something and they wasn't. So, it's just like you got to watch yourself, read the room, watch yourself. And I would suggest for a lot of you curious curious people out there, if you are curious, hell, just look, let them make a move on you. And then you can go from there. And by that, I mean, if they try something, you know how to react. You know how to react, to someone trying you. But if you ain't that way, you ain't that way, and I tell you, and it's totally understandable. But my thing is, a lot of people, well, I'm gonna say a lot of niggas have lately, they've been displaying, this metrosexual type of vibe, and I get it. It's just something that is just a part of our, pop culture. But some of them are in the closet, and they are in the closet because of people that like him, because they have been ostracized and analyzed their whole life, and people don't like to, people are tired of that. It's bad enough, you got people out here that can't really live in their truth, but then you got the ones that are here, you got ones that is out here living in their truth, which I commend them. But the ones that live in the truth, they don't get it as hard as the ones that are hiding. They really don't. And the ones that are hiding are usually the ones that are, getting questioned a lot and about the same thing over and over again. Anytime you go to a family cookout or something, you got any kids? Are you planning on getting married? Are you gay? You got to deal with those type of things almost every year from certain individuals. Me personally, I don't deal with that. Honestly, I don't even have to acknowledge too much of that when it comes to people that know me and that's family, because we don't really take it there. I mean, it's like it was like if they know, they know, and if they don't know, I mean, if it's up to me to tell them. That's why it would be up to me to tell those people that was questioning me all those goddamn years about anything that came along with me, because a lot of folks was acting very, very different towards me. I mean, very different. Barely want to, they like I always say, well, like I've been saying, a lot of folks say they don't even want to greet me right, with barely giving me dry highs and hellos, That's why I am the way I am, because I'm just like, okay, well, since you're gonna be like that, I'm not finna be Mr. Nice. I'm not finna be Mr. Nice Guy. I'm gonna be an asshole too. Because a lot of people have been assholes to me. They've been a big asshole to me, and it's like I'm just giving you my niceness. I don't have to be nice. I really don't. I feel like sometimes I do have I know I got another side that a lot of people will be shocked to be really knowing about, because they are, they're not confused, but they are thrown off when it comes to me and how I conduct myself and my character. I feel like we all got those type of sides. We got the good side and we got the not so good side. There's nothing wrong with just being who you are, but at the same time, don't overgive your respect to someone that ain't respecting you. For real. Don't overdo it, because I feel like if I can give you respect, you should be obligated to give me the same type of respect. It don't matter it shouldn't even matter who you're on. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And if you got a problem with that, let me stay the hell away from around you, because I'm not gonna like you. I'm not gonna like you because I know people are gonna make fun of certain things, like joke about it. Wow, you're joking about, two men. I can care less about it, even though I can care less about hearing the FAG word or any other words, having to deal with anybody in the community, I can give a rat's ass about it. It's almost like, after you hear so many of the same words over and over again, there's no point to really even get set. Really get upset. I'm not getting upset for what? I'm not getting upset at all because you don't like this and you don't agree with this and you want me to be with this person and you want me to be with that. Look, I'll be single before I ever be a people pleaser when it comes to who in the hell I'm doing it in the bedroom with. No control, no pastor, no counselor, no matriarch of the family can control what the hell I do. Because at the end of the day, they done 10 times worse than what we done did. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shoot, time seems like it's flying by, but hell, back, I'm sure it was like that back in the day too. But hell, just think about 50 years of what you done did. 50 years. How many times did you do it in those type of years? That's a lot of years on you. Especially when especially when you're in your 70s. Oh yeah, you in your 70s and you used to live a life that you don't live anymore. Look, let's judge that. Let's have a conversation about that. And it's almost like the casting of the first stone. You can cast stones at me, but then when I have my judgment, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me at all. Please don't. Hell, because I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was Charlamagne, well, hell, I would have just told the brother, I really would appreciate if you wouldn't call me that. And that's what he probably should have checked his ass too, because who asked have we seen Damon Dash whoop? Honestly, it's always those men walking around here mad all the time, niggas that feel like they can overpower another man. And see, that's how a lot of niggas. I was watching Blondie Blue, and she made a good point too. A lot of these niggas be sucking up and underneath these other niggas' nuts. Because they know who they look. They know who they look. They know who to try, and then they also, they feed off of the weaks. The weak-minded folks. The not so smart people. They look at you like you just done, but in they hear they're just Einsteins. And so they just love that energy from another male, Oh, okay, I can bully you, or I can just overpower you because you ain't gonna do nothing because you ain't built like this and built like that, For me, that's weak within itself. A lot of them be so weak. That's weak as ish to me. Like, I wouldn't dare want another man upon them. I don't want too many niggas. It's all right for a brother to give another brother a compliment, but you ain't gotta be underneath my nuts, and let alone underneath me all damn day. Hell, if any damn thing, you should be with your girls instead of your niggas most of the majority of the time. You with your girl instead of your niggas. Ain't nothing wrong with going out, but too many niggas are, us. I still don't get it. I ain't trying to be around a bunch of niggas. Because like they, I ain't gonna lie to you, since they have a big issue trying to find out who's gay, you may have a few of them in the bunch, in the group, while they're sagging their pants right next to you. Be mindful. Be mindful. A lot of these niggas be loving it, they just because, they love to, just point out certain things. But hell, what have you done with your homies? Because, a lot of these niggas out here, they love to have threesomes and orgies and shit. That's even funny right there. Why would you want to see another man's penis and ass, while you having sex with a woman and y'all in the same damn goddamn room? What's like I was saying in a few videos ago, some men like to touch some men like to have their private part rubbing against another private part that is like theirs while they're having sex with another woman. Yeah, that's questionable within itself. Because not only are you getting off to her, but you're also getting off to him too as well. Did you know that? I'm just saying. But we gay ones. They don't look. But look, this may kind of bite me back in the ass. But them the same ones that want to say this and say that about the gays. If any damn thing, the black gay male, even though the trans have it harder, but I feel like the black gay male have it the hardest out of every last individual in the community. Every black male, they do. Yeah. It's almost like being gay is like a disadvantage. Oh, we don't want you around. We don't like your kind. Don't wear fitted pants. Don't wear fitted pants if you got a big bottom, as if you're trying to entice somebody. How can you help how big you are? You know, I mean, how thick you are. How can you help that? And I wish it wasn't like that. I wish it would change. Cause damn, can you just accept folks for who they are? You know, I had a trans friend. He's tall too. He's very tall, and he is who he is. I knew him before he trans. You know, he decided to walk around in clothes. You know, like for women. You know, that was made for women. You know, he does his thing. I don't have a problem with it. Still love that brother to this day. You know, don't want to sleep with him because that ain't my thing. You know, but what I was gonna say, you know, I feel like when it comes to us black males, you know, man, I done heard and seen it myself. You know, I done heard and seen it myself. Like, you know, and I know that trans people, they be so is it adamant? One of the two. They be so head on about what they got going on in their community. But they don't, you know, sometimes I feel like do y'all ever branch out and look at it? It's just not about you, it's about everybody. You know, I done seen managers ball up paper because someone has walked in trying to get a job and they were gay. They told me this. They balled up the paper. They balled it up. How could you? And I remember one guy, he didn't even want to hire another fellow gay person. And it's like, this nigga is a young nigga. He in your community. And he try to look for a job. He don't even want to help the brother just because you seen a nigga in the club dancing and shit. That's downtime. So you gonna judge him off of that because you think he gonna be ghetto? Man, when I tell you, I just feel like, man, I wanted to get the fuck out that car so fast. It's like, damn, that's really messed up. Like, you don't want that vibe. Hell, who's to say who's to say he may know how to work in a professional environment? That's why he signed the application so he could get the job. But for that person for that person not to even hire him because of that, it's like, wow. You're worse than the white man, and these are black people that I know of that has done this, you know, to people that was in that community. You know, it's like, damn, that's real fucked up. I don't give a damn who you like or who you sleeping with, you know. Just as long as you can do the job, bitch, I'll hire you. Especially if I had my own company, shit, all that sexual shit, that shit don't mean nothing. Don't mean a hill of beans to me. You know, if you like what you like, you like what you like. Girl, boy, you like what you like. Hell, just come in and do the damn job. You know, that's when I really wish most people would focus on that. They hear because they want to make money. You know, they trying to find better opportunities because obviously where they were working at didn't work out for them. You know, it didn't work out. You may have coworkers, you know, fucking with you about that. And that's even wrong within itself. You know, it really is. But, you know, people got, you know, a lot of folks gonna get their karma back because that's really messed up. It really shouldn't be, you know, if you got that power as a manager to hire someone, you should hire them because you should hire them because they want to work. And also check out their resume because they can be a good help to you. When your people, when other coworkers, when other employees don't want to do their job, hell, that person that may be gay, hey, good worker. Come in on time, leave probably later than what they intended. Hell, when I was working at Mickey D's, hell, my ass was leaving. Shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was trying to get a little extra, a couple of hours, because there's only so much time. Well, it was only so much I could work, but I still did it anyways. I didn't give a damn about no cuts. But yes, indeed, you know, I stayed even when the lobby lights went out after I got done cleaning. I stayed. I remember staying and helping, you know, getting ready for morning shift, you know, a few times for the Mexicans, because you know. The Mexicans come in the morning time and the black folks come in evening time. Oh. I don't know why my throat get like this when I'm out here outside, but yeah. When I seen that, I ain't too much care for that at all. Not from Mr. Dang Dash. What's up, Outspoken? What's up? What is it? No hands. No hands. Hold on. Oh, it's Mohammed. Okay. Or is it Mohammed? I guess it's Muhammad. One of the two. I don't know. I think I'm saying your name wrong. But how you doing? Sorry if I did. I ain't mean to screw it up. But yeah, I wasn't feeling that from Dane. I mean, he just makes himself look even more like he don't like anybody that's in that community. And I can't wait for all those niggas that loves to poke and prior at gay people. I hope they get a little bit of their karma in their own families. Okay, because I'm sure there's some secret lesbians around here too. We talking about the men. Let's talk about the lesbians. There's some lesbians. I think a lot of women are bisexual. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think they are bisexual. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But you also got a lot of women that like dick too. Mm-hmm. For real. But that's not talked about a lot at all. You still have to finish watching that interview. That was hold on. That was wild. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm gonna watch it later on when I get done, when I settle, because I gotta make my bed and fold some clothes. You know, I don't want to look. You know, the last time I talked to you, I gotta get that fixed. I don't want to procrastinate and get that I don't want to procrastinate and forget to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna get that handled. But yep, you guys, what else did I see crazy in the news? You know, I see that guy and that, you know, now why is when I'm switching, look, now we're switching topics. So why was that girl with a 20-year-old? I mean, you know, that 15-year-old girl with a 20-year-old, that singer? That's pretty strange. That's very, very strange. Now, I hope Buddy can explain what happened. Now, hopefully it just wasn't, you know, a coincidence where someone seen her and tried to rob her and they did something to her. You know, I hope it wasn't that case, but who's to say? Only they know the truth, and only he knows the truth. Honestly. And my thing is, wouldn't no young person like that be in my car? No. If any damn thing, she should have been illegal. You know, if she was just left alone. I mean, what happened? Like, did y'all have a fight? Did y'all have a fight? Or what? That caused you to want to take her life? Warning, I'm about to be messy. You know, I don't know. It's just very strange to me. It's just very, very strange to me. I don't get it. You say, why was Catherine? Oh, I know Catherine. I don't think she too much care for me, but it's that's just there. That's just another day. Another day, another dollar. There's someone don't like you. Now, what did Catherine do? I don't know what she did. What did she do this time around? Oh, the story's crazy. Okay. I'll get at you about that because I haven't heard it. You know, I think I did hear it a little bit about it, but I was a little bit confused, a little bit like did she go somewhere and show up somewhere, or did she go to somebody's panel? I think she may have been on somebody's panel, and they didn't even really. I think she was talking about something. She was talking about something that they weren't talking about. So I think they may have. I think they either dropped her down, or she stayed up there for hours and hours and hours. She was young, but I explain. Oh, okay. Somebody got a pass. Yes, indeed. Somebody got a pass. But yeah, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna leave somebody in my car that's 15. Because, you know, people that around that age, you know, their minds ain't really developed all the way. So they'll make a dumb decision. Jay Wilson, like, oh, yeah, Jay Wilson, like she always does. Oh, she always does. Oh, yeah. I don't want to help. I know I went against the grain and said I wasn't gonna hit no link. But, you know, we ain't got to 2026 yet. So that was just something out of the norm. I don't know, you know, something out of the norm. But you know what? I'm glad the Lord works in his favor, because I'd rather play, I'd rather just come in gracefully and just bow out gracefully. I don't need to be interrogated. You know, folks would love to know this and know that. Like, nah, you ain't finna get all in my business. If any damn thing, I'm gonna lie to you to keep you out of my business. That's the best way to keep business. Look, that's the best way to keep your business out of the B sector. Just keep on lying. Lie, 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 lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yes, indeed, baby. This water is so good, but I need to save a little because I need to eat the rest of my food. And you guys, look, you guys, did you know y'all got to excuse the sirens in the background? But it was good live. Even Jay Wilson or good on the live when it's just YouTube. Oh, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm glad my phone went off though. I'm glad. I got some bad connection, but I think I know why. But yeah, what I was gonna say, I told Jay Wilson too. I was like, if it's days where I don't, we may have disagreements. We may not like each other for the time being, but eventually we'll come back and maybe chat. It depends on the dynamics of the situation, because I have had moments where I was, I'm trying to really be nice, and it's like I'm getting like I'm getting shaded, and when I feel disrespected a little bit or touched in my spirit, I got to be nasty, and sometimes that's what happens. Just another area. Just another ordinary day in the beef sector. And also, rest in peace to Sharika Chicago, and rest in peace to Royalty too as well. You guys, I don't know if you heard, but they both went to glory. And rest in peace to them. We will always remember. Well, I will always remember them, and I'm sure a few of you guys will too. And that was a little bit of a shocker, and it's kind of a little bit scary, because a lot of people are dropping like are just dying, and I don't know, but that's just, even though it's a part of life, but that's when you like people and you used to see them, you kind of have like a connection, I ain't gonna lie to you, even though you don't know them all the way, but you kind of have a little bit in your mind how they are just by what they say and how they come off on here. So yeah, rest in peace to those queens, and they have their wings with the Lord, Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And what else did I see in the news? What else did I see in the news? I think that was it. I don't know, because I ain't been really watching a lot of the craziness. It's only so much I could take of it, like I always say. I haven't been watching too much. But yeah. But I hope that I hope that boy got a good answer. A good answer. I think that girl should be. I would say that girl could have had another nigga in the car, and they must have had a fight. So therefore, she was cheating on him, and he done left her, dismembered her in a Tesla. It's just so many things that can go along with this situation. And I hope that it's just, I hope old boy don't have blood on his hands, because people can love to make hits nowadays and use other. And you know what? They also can use other people as blood sacrifices. If it skips your family, they'll try to skip somebody that knows you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I believe in that. I do believe in that. Now I would hope that he ain't that evil to do that, but he have to deal with that on his day. Because what goes around comes around. You may, because that speculation about Aaliyah's passing, it's when you read about certain things, you kind of be like putting two and two together. Like, that does make sense. That really does make a lot of sense. Don't know what to believe. Was she up or was she awake or was she asleep? I heard two different stories. She was given some pills, and somebody had to drag her. They had to pick her up and put her on the plane because she was so tired. But I don't know how true that was though, because I wasn't there. But yeah, I believe some of these conspiracy theories, some of these conspiracy theories, just a little bit of them. I don't believe everything I read and hear about, but some things, I think it's a little truth in some of those lies. It's a little bit of the truth in some of them lies that people be trying to put out there. I ain't lying. Hell, that whole they have that whole that Illuminati stuff, which I do think it does exist, but people got they got other wet names for it, but I believe a lot of people be having hits out on people, putting a good old bounty on somebody's head. I don't want them to succeed, or they don't want them to tell anything. It's not mysterious for for people, that for known people to be ending up in a certain situation where they're losing their life. Like that man that owned Amazon, I believe, that was probably planned too as well. You know, who's to say? Who's to say? That man that they locked up, who's to say if he wasn't working with them? You know, or if they done paid him off and he's somewhere on the island somewhere, or really in a different disguise. I have questions about a lot of that stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, when it comes to some of those I don't want to talk about that, but when it comes to the school shootings, that don't seem plain. That seems like that's for real, mentally, just because some people just so mad and angry. I hate seeing those stories. It's just very sad stuff, which is why I don't watch the news. I catch what I need to catch to see what's going on in the world. But all of what I can't catch, I don't want to watch it. I don't like to be sad. I don't like to be sad. Sad brings me down, and being sad will ruin my appetite, and it had me thinking about just like the sadness, the sad news of it all. And so I try to steer away from that. Just steer away, and try to look at something a little positive. Even though I do like crime shows, but I'm gonna try my best to stop watching that, because sometimes it's just a little bit much. It's a little bit much, and I don't want to jinx anything. I ain't gonna lie to you, because they used to say, look, we used to have this thing called the Slammer. It was a newspaper, and then you will see certain people, they say if you look at it for too long, you may see yourself in there. And I'm like, ugh, I never wanted to look at it. If I did see anybody, I seen one or two people that I knew. But I want something, and you could buy them too. They were selling these people mugshots. Like, I wouldn't even want it to be seen. Don't be reading my charges. But I never bought one. I'm not supporting that. But you know what? They had quickly stopped that too. I'm glad they did. I'm such a fanatic when it comes to the crime stories. I be like, I be glued to them, and sometimes they can put me to sleep a little bit too, especially if I'm watching a long interrogation. Oh yes, if I'm watching a long interrogation, I'm almost saved by the bell. 15%. I didn't want to be on here for too long, but yeah, if I'm watching a long, some of them interrogations, it is so easy to figure out that that person is lying. Like I like it. If I can put two and two together in my head, and then I hear you say something else, I'm like, you already lied, and you already told on yourself. Like, and you caught. I feel like I'm an investigator at times too. How you doing, Jay? I feel like I'm an investigator too. That's why I love them. I do. What now? Oh, nothing. We're just talking about some crime shows. It's nothing major. I was talking about Dame Dash. Now, that's something that you should be talking about too on your channel. Just have a little segment for that, because I would love to know your thoughts about how another man was calling another heterosexual man gay that ain't gay, because they're going by what he say and how he acts on his show. I think it's just in his personality. But I would love to hear your take. Because I don't like that. Why are you accusing a man why are you accusing someone that's not gay? Yeah, that'd make, in the real world, he couldn't do that. And if he did, he had to deal with those consequences that comes along with that. I'm just saying. Well, oh my goodness. That was fucking something up. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But I want you to do a little segment on that just for us, for the people that's in our community, for the time being. For the time, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, whether I'm in the community or not, I still have love for people that is being mistreated because of what they like. I still have love for that, because they are the truth, they are the ones that are true to stay and to live in their truth. They got guts. Okay, they got guts. So yes, go watch the Breakfast Club. Okay, yeah. Hey, Jay Gibb, how you doing? It's good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. But I sure wish I could find. Oh, never mind. I can't say that on here. But I gotta find I gotta find some cars that I lost. Oh my goodness, you guys, I move so fast. Oh my goodness, it's like, oh, it's just never seen a fail. Like I try to keep up with everything, but I'm always losing something. And then my mind is already racing, 50 going north. Ugh. One day I'm going to have a moment of meditation, meditation and relaxation. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna have me some Dr. Tissue. I'm gonna get the powder kind. The powder kind is stronger than the liquid kind. But I'm gonna get me some powder, making me a nice bed. Make my have my bed made up nicely, nice, neat. And I'm gonna just have a day just of meditation, maybe for an hour or two or three, and just clear my thoughts, clear my thoughts. hmm And I would suggest you all do the same too as well, because sometimes, the hooping and the hollering is fun at times, but sometimes I think we all need a break, a mental break from this stuff. We all need a mental break because I think sometimes it can kind of you know, consume a lot of our time. And sometimes we have to just, give our attention to other things and listen to other things because it can affect your mood, especially if you hear something about you. Oh my goodness, you finna be you finna hit that live button. I guess it depends on the person. But for me, if I hear something that I don't like about me, I may choose to respond. I may choose to ignore it. But 9 times out of 10, y'all gonna get a rebuttal back. You will get a rebuttal. You will get a rebuttal back. Yes, indeed. You see, I always catch your replays, Castro, and I hit the like button. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. But I'm finna get up and out of here because I'm ready to eat, and these mosquitoes are tearing me up out here. Ooh, man. I had a pretty good day. I'm just trying to get some things in order and done, so I don't be putting it off. I got a bad habit of putting things off because I got to get my eyes checked so I can get my cataract surgery. And boy, that's be that one thing off the list. Then I gotta get these teeth together. That's gonna be another $350 right there, which I'm gonna be down with a little bit, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna make it back up on the back end. And by that I mean, any gig I can get, any gig I can try to get for me for the time being, I'm gonna make it up. Yes, indeed. But you guys, it's been real. Thank you for coming through, and you guys be blessed and have a nice night. I'm out of here. Peace. Talk to you guys later on, loves.